YouTubers, welcome to another episode of Bikini Nation. I hope you're all doing really well and are safe and healthy. Now, I haven't done a video on a topic for a while now, so I thought today is the day, and I wanted to delve into a hot topic of breast implants or breast augmentation, and the question that often comes with it in the competing world. Do you need breast implants to become a Bikini Pro? Or do you need breast implants to be competitive in the bikini circuit? Now let's dissect this a little bit more, answer these questions, and also touch on what some of the top IFBB Bikini Pros are doing. We need more transparency out there on these types of topics. And as always, I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comments below or any other topic suggestions. So let's kick things off today by first talking about the taboo breast implants in bikini subject. We see all these gorgeous girls up on stage. They all look stunning. They all have the perfect bodies, which so many of us envy. It appears on the surface that the majority of the pros probably do have some type of breast augmentation. Like, how else do they have these killer bodies, right? Well, actually, we are sort of right and we are sort of wrong. We have some top athletes in the IFBB who don't have breast implants at all. We have some top athletes in the IFBB who do have breast implants. There is no really right or wrong answer to this question, and I'm going to break down some of the competitors so you guys can all see it for yourself. But before we get into some of the competitors, we need to ask the question, why do so many amateurs feel it's a prerequisite to get a boob job to chase that ever elusive pro card? Or even why so many pros are deciding to have them done now, or to even upsize them? I personally believe there are a lot of girls out there which have them done because they have always wanted to, and it has nothing to do with rising up the IFBB ranks. And there is nothing wrong with that. I feel everybody should do what makes them happy, as long as you're not hurting anybody else. I feel there is another segment of competitors which believe having the right size boob balances out their bodies. Think about it this way, if a competitor spends years and years developing their legs and glutes, they might feel they need breast enhancements to balance their top half with their bottom half, which I totally get. Then I think there is another segment which thinks it's a mandatory requirement to progress in this sport. But if we look at some of the competitors who don't have breast augmentation, you might realize, well, hey, this Olympian has got to the top 10 without them, so why can't I? I think a lot of girls who are new to the sport also might get quite shocked when they go on their first prep cut and realize their boobs are shrinking, because hey, let's not forget they are fat after all. Again, there is no right or wrong answer. You have to feel comfortable in your own skin and do what makes you happy, whether that is enhanced or not. But I feel this decision should be decided by more than just chasing the dream of making Olympia or getting your pro card. It also needs to fit in with your everyday life. So all you young girls out there listening to this YouTube, don't rush any decisions. Take your time. Work out if this is something you really want or not. There is no harm in waiting until you know deep down what is the right decision for you. So first of all, let's break down some of the competitors who don't have breast implants, or at least claim they don't have implants. Let's also destroy the myth that you need breast implants to succeed in this sport, because when we dissect it further, you will be surprised. Now, I'm sure many of you may have known, or maybe may not have known, that your reigning Arnold Classic bikini champion Lauralie Chapados does not have breast implants. An Arnold Classic champion! Phoebe Hagan won Arnold UK 2021 and is Olympia qualified this year, also doesn't have breast implants. Jasmine Gonzalez, or Jazzyfresh, another Olympian, is another one who doesn't have breast augmentation. Ashlyn Little, who has already won 2 pro shows this year, the Clash and the Charlotte Pro Bikini, also doesn't currently have implants. But Ashlyn has actually come out on Instagram saying she's actually planning on getting them, but not necessarily for the competing aspect, but because she's always wanted them. Don't get me wrong, a lot of these girls do sometimes use padded bikinis, push up their boobs to help enhance their frames and bodies, but you don't have to have implants to succeed in this sport. Sure, genetics also play a huge role in this, but just look at some of those names we've mentioned. Now, the majority of bikini pros probably do have breast implants. We even heard in a recent Dorie YouTube video that in 2020, around the time of the Arnold, she got breast augmentation surgery done. I will even put up the clip for you guys here.
That was kind of the COVID era when all that stuff started. The Arnold actually got canceled, but I didn't apply that year. I had my breast augmentation done, so I was off from the gym for a couple of months. I think it was like 2 months to recover, so it just wouldn't have given me enough time. So I didn't apply because I didn't want to take away the opportunity for someone else to be able to go. Knowing that I wouldn't be able to get ready in time for it and probably have to decline that invite.
So I decided to actually reach out to some IFBB pros myself and see what implants I've got done, what sizes, was it over or under the muscle, and also what their experiences were. So to kick things off, Allison Testu. She competed at Olympia last year, won a pro show and competed at the Arnold Classic this year. Last year, Allison had 320cc implants put in over the muscle. Her surgeon was originally tossing up between doing 335cc's or 320cc's, but once on the operating table, they decided to go with the 320cc's as the bigger size was overpowering her physique too much. Her surgeon advised her to come in near stage shape so they could choose the right size for her overall balance, as many women do the surgery during their off season. So once the implants are in, they can appear too big on their frame once they lose weight and are stage lean. Allison got her implants above the muscle, which meant her recovery would be quicker and for exercises, workout purposes, meaning this method can make it easier for pectoral contraction when training. After 10 days, she was back to doing slow walk cardio and progressed with the exercises. So at 40 to 45 days post-op, she was fully recovered. She also mentioned she decided to do this surgery for personal reasons, not for contest purposes, which means if you want breast implants, you should always make sure you are doing it for the right reasons. Ottavia Mazza is an Italian IFBB pro. He's a real up-and-comer, taking out a show in her home country last year. She recently got 505cc implants at the end of last year, using the dual plane method, which puts part of the implant under the muscle, which is supposed to give a bit more of a natural look. But the different methods and pros and cons is a whole other video in itself. Now, Ottavia has recovered well. Since she undertook the dual plane method, the recovery time takes a fair bit longer than the over the muscle method. But judging from her recent photos, her physique is looking better than ever, and I can't wait to see her up on stage again soon. Dani Phelps. Now, Dani did a recent Q&A on her Instagram recently, and someone asked what size implant she has. Dani responded with that she has 350cc breast implants, where they were implanted half under and half over the muscle. But Dani also put out an impactful message where she explains that it's important to focus on your height, frame, bone structure, and current amount of breast tissue, rather than focusing on the implant size of others and what looks good on them, because what looks proportionate on her may not look the same on others. She even says her 350cc's often get mistaken for 600cc's because she has such a small frame, which makes them appear larger than they actually are. She recommends if this is something you are committed to for the right reasons, talk to a surgeon, where they will allow you to try on implants beforehand so you can be sure exactly what you want. I also think this is fantastic advice because so many people just want to copy the size of someone they might look up to without factoring into the equation their own height, frame type. Are you naturally a leaner person or a more curvy person? Are you a competitor who's going to get extremely lean at certain stages of the year? These should all be factored into any decision making. India Paulino, a former Arnold Classic champ who just came second to Ashley K at the Warrior Pro, confirmed in an Instagram story recently that she has 700cc high-profile implants, which is on the larger size, but you can see how it presents differently on every competitor's body. Some girls love bigger boobs. Some girls love smaller, perkier boobs. It really just depends on what you like and what makes you happy. Now, even on myself, I only had my breast done last year. I had all the common nerves. What would my family think of this? What would my friends think of this? What if I'm making the wrong decisions? Rah, rah, rah. Which I'm sure goes through everyone's head. It is actually probably even more daunting being one of these top IFBB pros with a public profile, a huge social media following, because you have to deal with all the good, the bad, and ugly that comes with that. Now I'm going to do something I wouldn't usually do and even put up my before and after photos. And I know I don't have any muscles. I had actually never even really picked up a weight or been to a gym before in either of these photos. I'm not even joking. I only really started weight training at the start of this year. Now I'm 5'5.5" and it ended up going for the 375 cc's under the dual plane method. I'm not a competitor at all, and I purely did it because I always wish I had bigger breasts. I didn't even make this decision until I was in my mid to late 20s. I didn't do it to meet a certain ideal, I did it because it made me happy, and it actually made me a bit more confident because whether you know it or not, I'm actually quite a shy person in real life. But now that I've had it done, I don't regret it and I actually really love them. And I'm enjoying it even more now that I'm slowly growing my booty, my tiny booty. So the moral of this video is, can you be successful as a competitor with or without breast augmentation? Can they help balance out your body? Yes, absolutely they can. Can you look amazing being natural? Yes, absolutely you can. But this is something only you can decide for yourself. I do encourage you all not to give into social media and do what makes you happy. Don't get pressured into anything you don't want to do. If you do decide this is something you want to do in the future, please do your research. Find a reputable surgeon. Look at all the pros and cons. Factor in your body fat percentage, your ideal body fat percentage, because they will look different at different body fat levels, your frame, and make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. This is a no judgment YouTube. I want you guys to do you and do what makes you feel happy. I would love to know your thoughts on these subjects in the comments below. Please don't put any mean comments. I want this to be a constructive discussion because we need more of this. Guys, that's all from me today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. It's free and it'll only take you 20 seconds. As always, guys, I hope you're all safe and well. Over and out from Bikini Nation.